guys, it's Sissy with Vintage Moon, and I'm back today with another collection video. And I'm doing collections of artists or creators that I have more than 2 of. And today we're going to do Baba Studio decks, which are all by Mahony and Alex Ukolov. They run the studio out of Ireland, which is called BabaBarock Studio. Yes, and it's in Ireland. And they do like illustrations, textiles, accessories, and like decorative pieces. And they've attracted quite a following. So they are not cheap decks, but they are so well done. And all of these decks do come with little white books, which the little white books are great. But each deck you can purchase a bigger book separate from the deck. And I do highly recommend you get the books because there's so much more in the bigger books, which I have a few of the books. There's some I still need. And they're just invaluable. There's like extra information on each card, where the images might have come from. Like in the Alice Tarot, it tells you like an image on the card, where it's at in the book, where you can find the story in the book. So you could go in the book and read the story, which they do list a lot of the stories in the book. And you don't get all of that in the little white book. But you can get these decks with the little white book and you'll be just fine. But the bigger books are beautiful and are really nice to get with the decks. So anyway, let's get started. My very first deck from Baba Studios. Let me get it out of here. I went on to get this deck, and this is the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, okay? And they, of course, were sold out, but they had some of this smaller Bohemian Gothic decks without the box. So I was like, I'm getting it because I wanted it, you know? So I do wish I had the box, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. At least I do have the deck. This is the Extra Lover card. And it's the one that I did not include in my deck. But this is the backs of the cards. They're beautiful. And the newer Bohemian Gothic, the bigger decks, they have this kind of back, which is very pretty. I did edge mine in a silver paint pen. Very, very slow work because I didn't want to mess it up. So, yes. So, this is my Baba Studio mini deck. And I'll tell you what, like, when I got this, I was just in love with it. And I was like, I have to have a bigger one. But these pictures are images are extremely clear in this little deck. I mean, you can see what's going on. But I was like, oh, these are so beautiful. And it does have that dark, dreamy look, which I'll tell you what, we'll look at the bigger one because I did get the bigger one for Christmas, this last Christmas. So, very excited about that. But yeah, this little one is just great. But it just made me want the bigger one. And here it is, the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. And this is the edition I wanted. This is the second edition. The box is a little scuffed. It said it wasn't when I ordered it. It said the box was in good shape. But you know what? The cards are in great shape. And this is the second edition. But this is the box. And let me get this out of here. And these are the backs that I wanted. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. And let me just read you real quick. It says in here, the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. This is a deck with which to explore the shadow sides of life. The wisdom and truth that may lie in nightmares, dark imagination, and the fear of the supernatural. It's a deck with many levels, not all of which reveal themselves immediately. When you first use the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, I think you'll find it richly evocative, fun, surprising, and in places unsettling. As you work further with the cards, the images will begin to offer deeper insights and perceptions about the darker, hidden workings of the subconscious and the power that horror has to both frighten and attract us. And then there is two spreads that were made specifically for the Bohemian Gothic. You have the Secret Fears spread, which is 6 cards, and you have the Vampire spread, which is 5 cards. So very cool. And for each card in here, you get the meaning of the card, and then you get the darker shadow or more hidden meanings. So that's really cool. So yeah, so the little white book is perfectly fine, right? But this is the backs, which I love, because the newer editions have this back, which is still beautiful. But this, and it's matte. Oh, I love it. And here is the bigger version. And you guys, I'm just showing you, like, I'm not going through every card on each deck. I'm just showing some of them. But yeah, you could see, like, here's the difference in the size. Let me show you. So huge difference, right? You could see why I wanted the bigger one. But yeah, look at that moon card. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I'm so happy to have gotten this. This was like my most exciting present from Christmas. My husband got me this. He was like, what is a deck that you really, really want? And I said, the Bohemian Gothic 2nd edition. And so I found one, and I got it. And I'm so happy to have it. So, yes, beautiful deck. So this one is definitely holds a special place in my heart, because like I said, this was the first one that I seen that I really wanted. And then I got the little one, and then I got this one. That's the full. He's almost like in a yoga pose out on this outpost on the, like a gargoyle or something. And then there's a full moon. So yeah, so most of the scenes are at night or dusk. So pretty cool. Or candlelight. So yeah, somebody had said something like it reminded them of Dark Shadows or something, which Dark Shadows is a soap opera when I was growing up that came on, and it was a dark theme, Dark Shadows soap opera that was so fun to watch. Like, it was scary but fun, you know, and that's what this deck is like. So this is the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. Okay, the next one is the Mythical Creatures Tarot. This is a pip deck, but by Baba Studios, and it says the Mythical Creatures Tarot brings the symbolism and mythology of fantastic beings from around the world to a beautiful set of cards. There's a wide range of images, including dragons, unicorns, mermaids, Lollicines, as well as the Banshee, the Vampire, and the Fairy Queen, and many more. It's based on Tarot de Marseille with fully illustrated trumps, the majors, and the courts. The pips are highly decorative, designed to be symbolic and evocative. They follow classic suit meanings. But it says it's also possible to use the RWS meanings in your readings with this deck. So that's one of the things I like about this deck is, like, for every card, it says, like, the Wheel of Fortune, and it tells you who is in the card, the mythical creature, or mythology, And then it tells you the RWS meaning or the Tarot de Marseille meaning. And then it's got specific mythical creature meanings. So really cool. I mean, actually, I feel like I had the book. Maybe not. But I did not get the bigger book with this. But like I said in here, it tells you like who is on the card, you know? So let me just show you. This is the backs of the cards. They are beautiful. I love these backs. Now, see this cardstock, when I got this, I was like, wow, these feel so thin, but they shuffle so well. I love shuffling this deck. And I guess the cardstock is like, I mean, these are going to last a long time, even though when you first get one, because I was not expecting that, because this was my real first big deck, because like I said, I got the bigger Bohemian Gothic this past Christmas. So I'd only had the smaller Bohemian Gothic when I got this one. But this is such a beautiful pip deck, and I love it. So this was really my first pip deck. And like it says, it's a decorative pip deck. So star, unicorn. But yeah, the book does tell you on the major and the quartz what mythical creature is in the card, which is really cool and gives you a meaning for that mythical creature too. So this is a beautiful pip deck. And I remember the first mythical creatures, I guess, came out. It was like a, just, I can't remember if it was black and white. I think it was black and white. But it was, then when they came out, this colored one, I was like, oh, I have to get that. And I'm so glad I did. It's such a beautiful deck. Show you a few more, but yeah. The Bull. The Hierophant, the Six of Swords. Look at the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's a mermaid. The Moon. So yeah, so if you want a beautiful pip deck, the Mythical Creatures Tarot is an awesome one to have. So you guys, that is the Mythical Creatures Tarot by Baba Studio. Okay, next I want to talk about the Fantastic Menagerie Tarot. This is also done by Mahony and Alex Ukolov. So this is artwork by J.J. Granville. And let me tell you, inside the book, okay, it says this is an homage to J.J. Granville. Granville was a fantastic and influential illustrator, and it was a privilege to work with his images. To do him justice, we used antique books, mainly an original copy of Les Metamorphoses de Jour from 1847, with hand-colored illustrations. It was a joy to be able to do so, and the quality of these originals is superb. Okay, so it does say that this does broadly follow the RWS. Although the Fantastic Menagerie Tarot isn't a clone, it's an original tarot that's easy to use, but also refreshing and at times surprising. Our decision whenever there was a challenge was to focus on making the most readable deck possible. as we knew that these Granville images with all their characters and dramatic situations would speak beautifully in a reading. We hope you find the deck insightful and illuminating as well as fun. So very cool. But then I also got the bigger book that you can buy separate. So the little white book always comes in their deck, but then you can add an additional bigger book, which you do get so much more in this book. Like here's the Tower card, and it has keywords. It's got upright, right, reversed, and it tells you about the card, and then like if you get it in a reading, and the Tower image and the story of the Tower. So it's like that for all the cards. It's really, really good. So that's why you definitely want to get the bigger book. I mean, I think you should always get the bigger book. So I do want the Bohemian Gothic bigger book because I do not have it. So let's look at the cards. And this is also by Mahony and Alex Ukolov. So this is the beautiful backs. Look like Victorian wallpaper. Love it. There's no edging. But it does have that, what do they call that? Spot? No, not spot. But it's like a, dang, I can't, my mind, I can't remember what it's called. I will put it up on the screen if I think of it. But it has that shine in some places. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so that's beautiful. This deck is so funny. Like, it's a beautiful deck. I'm really glad to have this in my collection. But you see, they're all animals, because J.J. Granville, that's what he would write, like political commentary and comics, and he would usually put the faces, you know, as animals that like kind of conveyed the characteristic of that political person he was talking about. So I'm sure back in the day those were so fun to see. Ooh, let's see what JJ's put this week, you know. So yeah, so they are animals in all of these scenes. Oh, look at that Ten of Cups. I love the rainbow over the top. The Moon card. The Tower. Look at the Justice card. So cute. And it is easy to read with. King of Swords. So yes, another beautiful deck by Baba Studios. The backs again. And that is the Fantastic Menagerie Tarot. Next is the Alice Tarot by Mahony and Alex Ukolov. So, beautiful box, beautiful box. I love their boxes. And there's the title card. And then here's the little white book. And it does say, Curiouser and Curiouser, the Alice Tarot. This is a curious tarot deck that we made over several years of wild enthusiasm, wilder imagings, and a touch of crazy inspiration. The Alice Tarot isn't based primarily on an occult system or a series of traditional symbols, though it does follow the general structure of the Rider-Waite-Smith that was designed by Golden Dawn members Pamela Coleman Smith and Arthur Waite. But our deck is far from an RWS clone. The images we made for it evolved out of our passion for the Alice books and a desire to merge the enchantment of Alice with the magic of tarot. So this is based more on the books of Alice. So I did get the bigger book because I really, I learned that you do want the bigger book. But it like tells you, you know, the traditional RWS meaning and then the Alice meaning. And then it tells you like inner reading and challenges and notes. And I do believe it tells you a little more about the story from the book. So very, very good. You see you get a color picture of the card. And then you get so much in here on every card, even the minors. So yeah, great book. So this is the backs of my Alice Tarot. And it has that shine on there, and why I can't remember what that's called. It doesn't say it on the deck either. Okay. All right, but this is the second edition of the Alice Tarot. And this deck, I love this Alice deck. This is my favorite Alice Tarot deck. So it's so great. And the images are just so clear. I mean, Baba Studios just does such a wonderful job on their decks. Just showing you some of the cards. This Page of Cups always cracks me up. Look at the colors in that. Beautiful. See, the cupcake says, "Eat me." Three of Cups. Emperor. Nine of Coins. Nine of Wands. And then Page of Wands. I mean, beautiful. So, that is the Alice Tarot by Baba Studio and Karen Mahony and Alex Ukolov. Next, the Victorian Romantic Tarot. And this is new. I just finally got it like a week or so ago. But it comes in a wooden box, right? I would have rather had it in one of these boxes, but it comes in this wooden box, which is a beautiful, beautiful box. I love it. And let me go ahead and pull this out. You do get your choice of lover cards, which I guess... Okay, Victorian Romantic, and this is a lover's card. This is the one I didn't put in the deck, but it's very beautiful. But it also comes with the little white book. And it says, when Alex and I first decided to make this deck, we were driven, quite simply, by finding a remarkable old edition of a book of art engravings published in Germany in the late 19th century. Looking through the dusty pages, we were so excited by the pictures that we found there. So much of the work we saw had been largely overlooked and even denigrated by formal art history. Neither pre-Raphaelite or Impressionist, it mostly fell into the categories of Victorian genre painting, Victorian classicism, or Victorian romanticism, which is nowadays unfashionable. Yet it was often done with extreme technical skill, and it seemed to us with narrative flair too. These were paintings that first and foremost told stories. So, okay, let me stick that in here. And I did get the bigger book. Of course, I've learned my lesson to get the bigger book. So yeah, so it gives you keywords and phrases and suggestions for reversals, and then it tells you about the card and in a reading from the card, and then it also tells you where the picture came from. So very cool. Like, this is the Five of Swords, and here's the picture that they were inspired by, and then here it is in the, so yeah, so very nice book. But these are the new backs. At first I was like, oh, I really wanted the old back. It's more of like a blue and silver, but these are really growing on me. So yeah, just beautiful. They're not gilded or anything, but they do have that, but they're absolutely stunning. So this is my latest, and it's hard to pick a favorite. I love them all for different reasons. And this one is going to be no exception. Absolutely love it. Look at the Chariot card. And this is the lovers that I chose to keep in the deck. The Magician. The Eight of Wands. The Hanged Man. Seven of Swords. The High Priestess. Oh, that is, I love this picture. Four of Cups. That's a great one. The Hierophant. The Devil. The Four of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Six of Wands. Three of Wands. King of Wands. The Empress. Beautiful card. Knight of Swords. Five of Cups. The Fool. And the Four of Swords. Alright, you guys. Very excited to have the Victorian Romantic. This was on my wish list for the longest time, and I finally got it. So there are two decks that I really, really want Let me see, it's listed on the back of one of the books. Yeah, the Tarot of Prague, which I kept waiting and waiting and waiting and did not get it, which I wished I would have. So the Tarot of Prague looks absolutely stunning. I want to get that. And the Fairy Tale Tarot, which don't know if I'll ever have that one. And there is the Baroque Bohemian Cats. I don't have that. And I thought I didn't want it, but for my collection, I may have to get it. So I know they're going to print a couple more decks. I think maybe the Bohemian Gothic I heard. And oh my God, I'd be so excited if they did the Fairy Tale Tarot. That would be amazing. I hope they do that one. And I would like to get the Tarot of Prague. So let me put this away real quick. So all my Bohemian, Gothic, mythical creatures, the Alice Tarot, the Fantastic Menagerie, the Victorian Romantic, and of course my little Bohemian Gothic. So these are all my Baba Studio, Mahony and Alex Ukolov decks. And they're all absolutely stunning. So happy to have these in my collection, and I look forward to adding more. All right, hope you all enjoyed that, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.